Alrighty then, my roll chums, it is I, Daniel, you may call me the Pop Culture Dude, and from the last video, we actually got our first look of Green Hills Town, which is taking place at Fort Langley, but it's all thanks to the sources of this guy named Jordan Savage, who shows the photos in the first place. Heck, he even recorded a little bit of a sneak peek of a video tour around the set of the brand new town of Green Hills, with some production signs going on, and he was lucky enough just because he actually lives nearby the neighborhood of the streets, and if you don't believe me, I can eventually respond into Twitter where I said, LOL, I love how he tried his best to hide the camera as he's trying to show us the set pieces of the brand new Green Hills look. And then Jordan respond, I did my best, I plan on doing a walkthrough this weekend, they shoot Friday, but I plan on working through Sunday. I mean, that's really interesting. Even I get to respond back with some curiosity and a reminder where I said, oh yeah, that would be pretty awesome, man. Besides, I've heard that they've been filming until April 23rd to continue shooting more scenes for the location that you're in. And he says, yeah, a couple businesses have posted notice about it here. I live on the next street over a drive through multiple days. So basically, if you want to follow Jordan Savage on Twitter, I'll definitely put the link in the description. We actually get to see more on-set photos of Green Hills Town thanks to Kitsui, who posted this. Found this photo from Instagram. The building in the Green Hills pole banner that we saw earlier can be seen, and the photo's been taken by Lindsay Wakeland, and we definitely see the exact same banner of Green Hills, the little town with a big heart, and we definitely get to see more of that. And it definitely reminds me of one of my comment users eventually said, wait a minute, there's a veterinarian, and Maddie Wachowski, aka Pretzel Lady, basically is a veterinarian for small animals in the small town of Green Hills. I'm like, wait a minute, if she can eventually find Tails in the sequel, who knows? Maybe she probably might take care of Tails if he's like harm or anything, just like what Sonic was eventually injured in the first movie, until Maddie just wake him up with some smelling spray salts. But yeah, that's what eventually just come in my early predictions of Green Hills Town and Fort Langley. But anyway, let's get to the real news since you eventually saw the thumbnail and the title of this video, and it all comes from Reggie Graham, who is a comic book artist of the IDW Sonic the Hedgehog comic book series, and he made this very interesting post where he tweets, escape to the city to chill in Green Hills for a bit, at Jeff Fowler, the director of the sequel and the Sonic the Hedgehog movie. I do work on the official Sonic comics, and I'm in the area, so just in case you need another extra. Wow, so you're telling me that you actually have an IDW comic book artist for the Sonic the Hedgehog comic books and let him be part of an extra part of the Sonic the Hedgehog movie sequel? But let's take a look at these photos because this seems very interesting. Alrighty, then we get to see Reggie by the Green Hills with the little town with the big heart sign by a train's wagon. That's cool. We definitely see the Green Hills logo by the general store, very rural-ish and very small town-ish. But the one thing that really stood out is this big Easter egg. We actually get to see the Mean Bean as a coffee shop in the on-set photos, which is definitely a reference to Dr. Robotnik's Mean Bean machine for the Sega Mega Drive, and I'm like, oh my gosh, it definitely makes a lot of sense because it definitely reminds me what Dr. Robotnik was doing where evil grows dance. He definitely screamed for a latte, and in the words of Dr. Robotnik, oh, of course I want a latte, I love the way you make them! Sorry, I just felt like I had to put that reference out there. Besides, it's one of my favorite scenes from the movie, and since Jim Carrey is my favorite movie actor of all time, he did love my recreation of the Where Evil Grows scene on Twitter when the first movie came out, so he is my favorite movie actor, my childhood hero, and oh, okay, I'm going off topic, so anyway, where was I? Oh yeah, the Mean Bean Machine Easter egg reference where it has a significant story behind it. The origin story comes from this guy named Van the Brent who eventually posts, I wrote a scene where Eggman had a coffee maker label Mean Bean Machine, but that scene got cut and the machine with it. Well, that's a bummer that the first movie did not feature it, but now the second movie does. So since he's the one who thought the idea of having the Mean Bean Machine as an Easter egg to the sequel, you are pretty much a genius. Heck, even Sonic Mania made a homage to Dr. Robotnik's Mean Bean Machine in Final Act 2 of Chemical Plant Zone in that game. So it's a good thing that we're actually getting some more Easter eggs and references in the town of Green Hills, and I definitely think that's a smart idea. But also having someone named Reggie who eventually has worked with the Sonic the Hedgehog IDW comics, it's great that you actually got a little bit of people who has worked with Sonic before. I mean, Jeff Fowler did work on the Shadow the Hedgehog cutscenes during the CGI productions, and also at the exact same time, Tyson Hess, who redesigned Sonic the Hedgehog but also made the Sonic Mania Adventures cartoons, is responsible for the lead animation of the first movie and the second movie. So I definitely think it's a clever idea that they actually got a couple more crew members from the Sonic the Hedgehog franchise into this movie. It definitely reminded me in one interview where Pat Casey, Josh Miller promised the idea that they'll definitely bring in more lore, more mythology in the sequel, more than they did actually in the first movie. And since they are going to extend filming until April 23rd, which is literally next week for all of the Green Hills scenes at Fort Langley. We'll definitely keep an update from Jordan Savage, who promises that he'll visit, so please give him a follow on Twitter. But either way, we got some pretty good Easter eggs so far. We definitely have snowy mountains, some hot dogs, or chili dogs if you'd like to say, the Emerald Hill theme song, Green Hill's talent, and the Mean Bean machine. What are your guys' thoughts on all the Easter eggs, including the Mean Bean becoming a coffee shop where Robotnik is gonna spout out lattes with steam monster and goat milk? But anyway, thank you so much for watching this video, guys. Hopefully I can stay tuned for more Sonic movie sequel updates, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Take care now. Bye bye then.